Hi everybody, and welcome to the channel. This is my first time using my laptop, so I'm just kind of experimenting a little bit. Um, I made a video yesterday about, I called it Holly Weird, and I did that because I really wanted to let you know that I really understand or I've had firsthand experience on really one of the main, I would say, avenues that the demoralization of our country through broadcasting. And I've worked in news and I've worked, in media. So I've seen firsthand that the scripts for the nightly news, for instance, one place where I worked in Austin, I used to tear scripts and bring them to the newscasters. That was my entry-level job there. That's when I decided to bail out of film. And I actually thought I was going to like it a lot better. But when I saw, I really, I think I was like a lot of people. I got really interested in investigative journalism, and I love documentaries, and I always sort of envisioned myself making a documentary. And so when I started working in TV, I thought I'd get my feet wet there and then maybe start getting some experience in the department where they actually go out, the videographers, where they go out and capture the news stories and edit, and the fans and all that. Well, when I first started tearing scripts, I saw that the so-called news was really coming from a source. It wasn't, some of it was written there locally, but very little. The headline news was all coming in over the wire. So that really kind of demystified for me that, this was all coming from New York. And I knew who owned the station. I was aware of who owned the station. And as more time, that I spent there, I just really didn't. I saw that it was kind of like working at a fast food restaurant in many ways. There was very little in-depth reporting or covering any stories of real true human interest stories. And it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But then you never know until you go out there and you try. And, I have had, I've really been adventuresome in many ways, and following my interests through and getting educated in what I wanted to do and taking jobs and taking those risks. I always thought that that's part of, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing that. And so, I always worked. And it wasn't just work. I really had interest, and I still do. But I wanted to kind of cover that because when I was going to school to get my degree, one thing I left out, and this was kind of the key point. I was really tired when I made that video yesterday, so I'm sorry if I kind of rambled on. But when I was at my university, at the university where I got my Bachelor of Science in Radio, Television, Film, when I got to the core curriculum, pretty much all except maybe one or two of my teachers, and this is when you're in the classes where there's only maybe 15 or 20 of you compared to like the 500 or 600 that you're in with, so because you're really getting your specialized skill, your specialized education that you're paying so much money for. So I can remember specifically being demonized for my skin color, and I was 100% being taught by teachers from, various countries to hate America. I was told and basically indoctrinated over and over and over again that the reason everything was so bad around the world was because of America. American values, American industry, American ideology, this whole corporate America, and the individualism, basically. The individualism is what is basically responsible. And it's so hypocritical. So, I was taught through film, through a lot of propaganda, that, if it weren't for the American, I know it sounds like something's ticking off behind me. It's the barbecue. Y'all, it's the barbecue thermometer. I've got to make sure it doesn't go up to 190. Hang on a second. Everything's good. We like to barbecue here in Texas. I don't know about y'all, wherever y'all are. But anyway, so I was really taught that I was bad and I needed to apologize. And I had to write papers about America's part in basically the decline of the world. And we were the ones responsible for mass starvation. We were the ones responsible for all the wars everywhere. And, I know that yes, our government has been involved in a lot of shady things. I'm not going to, I don't even want to go into all that because, especially as of the last year, I have learned some things that, they're really devastating. But after having seen everything play out last year like it did, I really wasn't surprised because here's a little case in point. I had a special, gosh, y'all, I can't turn that off. I promise nothing. I promise nothing's going to go nuclear right now. I had a special projects teacher, and I had to do this, basically go do a lot of research for him. And I really liked him a lot. He was a great teacher, film teacher. And so, y'all, I can't make that thing stop, so I'm just going to have to ignore it. I'll have to make this video over again. Okay, I'm just going to ignore it and tell you the story really quickly. I had to go do all this research for him in the library at the university. And it was pretty in-depth, but then I started really getting into that mindset that America was the bad guy. And look at what all America's done. And one of the teachers had given me something called the Utiny Reader. Oh my gosh, when I started reading the articles out of the Utiny Reader, I saw nothing but explosions, people being killed, war-torn countries, body parts, and all of it was caused by the US of A. And so I would start getting all of this media together, and I would bring it to him in my packet of research that I was doing for him, and I'd leave it on his desk, and I wrote a note. I just assumed he was like all the other teachers there that I was, that I was studying under, that were instructing me. Well, one afternoon, I went back to his office, this one particular teacher's office, and I said, well, what do you think about all that? I said, I was being indoctrinated. And he said, first of all, I want to tell you something. He said, I can tell that you came from a good family. You're an American girl, and I know that you did not come to this university with that mindset. He said, I can just tell by talking to you and knowing you and how well you do in my class and the papers you've written. He said, I just know by talking to you that you're not this way. And he took the magazine and he put it in the trash. That Utiny magazine, he put it in the trash. And he said something to the effect that he never wanted to see that crap excuse my language, ever on his desk again. He was very nice about it. He was, he was really nice. He said, I don't ever want to see this stuff again. And he said, I really suggest that you drop it and just, get your degree. And I hope you get a really nice, basically have a really nice career. So I did. I got off of it. And it didn't help that the people that I was in school with, there was a large amount of people who felt that way. There was a lot of America haters in Austin. There was a lot of people there who really hated our country. They hated our military, all of that. And, my dad went to school there back, and he told me that same thing was going on way back then, pretty much. He said that is the most liberal town in all the world, and they've been trying to do that for forever. They've been trying to take our country down forever with those kind of tactics, whether it was the media, television, but all of it was really focused on the young people at school. So I can honestly say that I experienced that, and I was impressionable, and I was smart. When I graduated high school, I was top of my class, and I was the third. I was the girl with the highest grades, and there was a valedictorian and a salutatorian, and then it was me. And so I was really intelligent. I was book smart. And, I should have known better, because I didn't come from a family that hated America in any way, shape, or form. But when I got out into the world and I started getting jobs in the media based industry, boy, let me tell you, it is absolutely probably one of the biggest culprits, in my opinion. And if you look at what's on television right now, and I knew this was going to happen after everything blew through last year. I told my husband, I said, you watch. They're going to push the limits on what's acceptable for television viewing. They're going to push it. And sure enough, they did. The amount of, nudity that is on TV at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, women in their 40s and 50s getting completely annihilated, jumping into swimming pools naked when they have young children at home. I don't know about you guys, but that just is not entertaining to me. And I just can't imagine how their children feel. And I can't imagine the effect that it's having on their children. And I'm talking about that one series. I can't imagine the effect of seeing their mom and dads, or their moms primarily, acting like they're 17. So, I just wondered if there's anyone else out there that feels like I do. I mean, our nation has just been completely debased and demoralized by the television. Everything has been corrupted. The spring has been corrupted here. And I just don't see how we're going to recover from that. I don't think we're going to recover from it. We'll never be the way we were. And, you can really honestly see where things were going downhill, in my opinion, in the media. But anyway, I just kind of wondered if anybody else felt that way. And I just wanted to, share my experience that I have been through that indoctrination process. And, even went through it again when I went back to school. There was a lot of emphasis on keywords such as sustainability, kind of the one world system, all of that. And I was really aware of it by that time that I went back. I was aware of these certain catchphrases and terms, and I'm sure they come up in think tanks. And, you know, our youth has clearly just been decimated, is being decimated as we speak, with really, really base, vile, repulsive ideology. So, anyway, you know, I know where it's coming from, and I see the effect, and, you know, only Jesus can really save us. Thank goodness for that. Okay, y'all, well, I've got to get back to the barbecue, and I hope y'all have a really blessed day, and hopefully I'll see y'all soon. Okay, everybody. Well, bye-bye.